Hello, everyone. We are back. This is placement match B for Group 1 of Manifold Premier League Season 1. I am Brad. With me here, as always, is Adam. Adam, what do we got today?
Awesome. So we've got Nick versus Freddie. Starting off with Nick's deck, we've got Dado and Ramorand, red-blue sacrifice. So the concept here is real simple. Dado makes a Sentinel, you activate the Sentinel, and then Ramorand eats it. The rest of your deck is stuff to sacrifice and stuff that sacrifices, as well as a couple tempo events like Change of Tide, Protection Belief, stuff like that. It's just a really solid pile of things that are built to work together.
And you present your opponent with an interesting challenge. Do you attack Dado and cut off the sacrifice fodder creator, or do you attack Ramorand and attack the sacrifice payoff?
Yep.
And no matter which one you do, the support deck gets to fill in those cracks and help to provide the other.
Yep. And both heroes have a pretty solid offensive energy ability. So there isn't really a correct answer either way. All right, so our second deck here is Freddie, who's going to be playing Athena, Nina, and Core. What does this deck do, Brad?
So Freddie doesn't play in our local meta. Freddie's been in a laboratory playing with their brother, and coming into this tournament, I think their plan is, I don't want to die. And so what's happening here a lot is just an insane amount of blue dice, a little bit of heal, and Freddie's plan is, if I can't die, eventually I will win the game.
Yeah, sure. Let's see how that plays out.
Yep, looks like our players are shuffled up. Let's get to the action.
Excellent. All right. Down here at the action, both of our players have taken their first locale for round one. And we will soon learn very, very soon here who the opening player is.
So we've got Nick at the bottom. We've got Freddie at the top. Nick has 32 health. Freddie has 36 health. Freddie's is split across 6 bodies. Yeah. Sorry, 3 bodies.
Yes, 3 bodies. And one of them, Nina, has Energy Shield 1, which is one of my personal favorite energy abilities to be on a hero.
Yeah, so Core rolls blue dice. Athena resolves energy as shield.
No, Nina resolves energy as shield. Athena does other things, and that's great.
Athena also rolls blue dice.
Yes, she does. Which means she gets to resolve her dice as shield. All right. So our first play here is going to be Admiral Freddie playing a Radar Servo.
So on arrival, Radar Servo modifies. That's not happening here because we haven't made any dice yet.
Yep.
Freddie just wanted to get his cheap object into play so he can start making dice.
Yep. So to start Nick off, we've got Dado activation, which is going to create a Sentinel and roll white. And Dado's whole thing is if you don't have a Sentinel, you get a new one, which means he really rewards you if you sacrifice it or, don't otherwise create Sentinels before activating Dado. Yeah.
Which is why pairing him with Ramorand is such an elegant pairing.
Of course, yes.
Dado can make him once around, Ramorand can eat him once around, and you always get that 1 extra damage from your Sentinel off of Dado.
Yeah, and this hero line or the dice line in our heroes of white, purple, red, when you have 2 different offensive energy abilities, means Dado, Sentinel, Ramorand, and the yellow dice as well. Dado, Ramorand, Sentinel is going to do like 5 to 6 damage, to maybe 7, 8 damage maybe per round just on its own. So if you do nothing else and just like remove your opponent's stuff, Dado Ramorand is going to do damage.
And one thing that's particularly fun about the damage that Ramorand Dado can deal is a lot of it doesn't come from dice that... I'm going to stop talking. Tell me about that card.
We got a Black Altar. So Black Altar is one of the big, splashy, exciting, expensive cards in Tyrant Sentinels. Costs 5 here. It rolls red-green, and when activated, you can sacrifice a support character to roll red-green. Rolling 4 premium dice is good for a 5-drop.
It's huge.
It's huge.
The common thing for a 5-drop is rolling 2 premiums and 1 boon.
Yeah, so this is a premium and a boon kind of.
More than 50% better if you use my particular dice calculations, which I'll write an essay on but haven't yet.
Great. And it gets free food every round off of Dado's Sentinel. And so now Ramorand's going to have to find some food of his own, but that's fine. You're pretty happy.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a diminishing return there because one of the dice that the Black Altar is making this round, it's taking out of Ramorand's mouth.
Sure. I'd still be happy if I were Nick because he got to activate it, right? It didn't immediately get removed. we're doing great.
And in subsequent rounds, I imagine he'll be using both effectively.
Yeah. It's just 5 gems round 1, play your 5 drop, see how it goes. All right, so Nick's just going to make his pile of damage mostly. Seems okay.
Yeah, he's got 2 modify for his 2 blank dice.
Yeah, we're cooking.
So that's 10 damage showing. He's already done 1 with the Sentinel.
Yeah.
So Nina is probably... Well, I was going to say Nina's probably just going to die. Admiral's whole deck is defensive. He needs to put up like 2 pieces of resistance in order to keep Nina alive.
Yeah.
I suspect he'll be able to do that.
I would hope if you're a Freddie supporter here.
Yeah, I think
Freddie fan.
I think their plan is to be able to keep Nina alive this round.
Yeah, Nina's a very solid choice to spend your dice removal to keep alive.
Something I was trying to get out before Black Altar stole my thunder, replaced my thunder with its whole new thunder, is Dado and Ramorand are really good at producing damage without producing damage symbols.
Oh, sure.
Because you can resolve energy to make your white dice damage. You can resolve energy to make any of your dice damage. Sentinel just activates for 1 damage.
Yeah, it's just like energy, blank, shield 2, modify 2. Happens to just be a lot of damage on its own.
And it's damage that protection of belief and take cover and effects like that can't actually protect from.
Sure, that's a good point. That's a real good point. And if they're trying to stop your damage sides like that, you can kind of get around. You don't need to modify into damage before then resolving it. You just get to use your dice.
But this round in particular, Nick made a bunch of damage dice, and so this take cover does end up with plenty of targets.
Yes, it does. So Nina's not dead. Great. 2, 4, 6 plus 1 is not 10. And Freddie might play another 2-cost card with those gems, hopefully. If not, we'll just be resolving damage back and forth and digging in and seeing what next round looks like.
Yeah, and it ended up with Nick having all his damage in 1 type, so we got to resolve it all in 1 blow, which means Nick is definitely getting the dig in and the bonus shield, which I'm sure Freddie would have wanted.
It's probably going on Black Altar, although does Red Blue have removal specifically that doesn't destroy? Because the big thing that kills Black Altar here is Meltdown.
Yeah, and even Sunder, I'm pretty sure...
Yeah.
No, I think Thunder destroys an attachment and deals 5 damage to a mechanical.
Either way.
But this is an open decklist tournament.
Yeah.
Nick knows that Admiral is not playing Thunder.
Yes. And so he doesn't actually need to put a shield on Black Altar because there is a damage-based removal that would kill it.
In fact, I'm going to bring up Freddie's decklist here, and I want to see, do they actually have any way to get this Black Altar off the battlefield? It looks like they don't.
Certainly does not look so. There aren't any meltdowns over here. I only say meltdown because it's just like the standard good, catch-all removal. But without that, this Black Altar is just gonna live, which is awesome if you're Nick.
And Nick did know that before he decided to spend his whole first round slamming the Black Altar. We're just a little behind. He studied for this match before starting it.
Yeah, everyone got deck lists from their opponents 24 hours in advance, at least. So one of the downsides of Black Altars only has 4 durability and it costs 5. So if you pay 5 for it and your opponent spends 3 destroying it, you're down 2 gems, and that's not great, right? But Nick knew that wouldn't be an issue this round. So, going into round 2, Nina's taken 7 damage, Dado's taken 5. Okay, that's
pretty close.
Fine.
Because Freddie started with a health lead.
Yep. But Nick was able to put 5 gems worth of infrastructure in play, and Freddie was not.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yes.
The radar servo does not stand up to the relic that purifies our our deacons into the ascended.
Yeah, you were right about that. But Nick's going to start off with an Augur's Auspice here. It 1 drop rolls black, and when sacrificed, draw 1. That's exactly what I was talking about with the cards that work well together, right? We've got our sacrifice fodder, when a sacrifice you draw, and you got our big sacrifice outlets like Black Altar, and they work seamlessly.
Yeah, so Ramorand will get to eat the bird, and then Black Altar will get to eat the sentinel, and
everyone's
Nick
happy.
Still has 5 gems in order to do plenty more before this round is over.
Yeah, I hope Nick ends up playing a Chief Operator this game. The card's sweet.
Nick loves Chief Operator.
Yeah.
He's maybe the only person playing... He's the only person playing Chief Operator in the round of 32.
Yep. I mean, I've tried playing Chief Operator in decks. It just doesn't work unless you're Nick, and then it looks incredible. It activates your servos when they come into play. So you get an extra little point of tempo when Dado activates and makes a guy, and then he gets to immediately activate. And if Dado has a Blessed Mender on him, then you get to kind of do a bunch of things at once. Just a cool card that I hope Nick plays, and if he doesn't, we at least got to mention Chief Operator.
Yes. Nick would be very upset if we made it through this whole tournament without ever talking about Chief Operator.
Yes. All right, so we Nick made a bunch of dice with Black Altar sacking the bird. And we're back to Admiral Freddie playing a Jolm's Monastery. Here's a big, chunky, cool card. What does this one do, Brad?
So this guy is huge. This guy, he only rolls 1.5 dice. I refer to the Boon dice as half dice. I'm going to try not to do that, but it's such a ingrained shorthand, it's going to end up happening. So if you hear me talk about half dice, I'm talking about white and black dice, which is, below the rate. But when activated, you get to reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and you get to play a character from among them, and this pays 2 blue gems towards it, 2 sapphires towards it.
Real nice when you're looking for, when your deck has various characters that you're really looking for, like Spiritbinder Mage.
Yeah.
Which is in Admiral Freddie's deck.
So he doesn't have a critical mass of great things to hit, but he has a small number of really excellent things to hit.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
When he only has 1 gem up, he can't play Templar Squire. Right now it's really Spiritbinder Mage or bust.
Do we hit? Doesn't look like it. All right. So instead, this Jolm's Monastery is going to put the top 5 cards of your deck on the bottom of your deck, which is a little worse than playing one, but that's okay for now. Maybe next round we'll get something exciting.
Right, because next round, if the first thing you do is activate your monastery when you have all your gems up, you would be able to play your Federation Inquisitor.
Or Templar Squire, or, whatever you're looking for. All right, on Nick's side, Nick's got a bunch of gems to spend. I mean, I guess he's got other actions he could take right now, but I want to see what he does. Okay, we're not doing that yet.
Nope, we gotta do the DADO-14 thing first.
Yep. Dado will make energy and blank, which is 2 damage. Dado just always rolls 2 damage. No matter how you slice it, it ends up being...
Yep, and has the Sentinel for a third.
Yeah, it's like probably averages at like 2.2 damage or something like that every activation if you're making the Sentinel.
This card is so funny because every time I try to do the math, this card is obviously good. And when I see Nick play with it, it looks good. When I play with this card, it just feels terrible.
I don't know. I think Dado's great. I think Dado feels great, plays great, everything's great. So 3 of these gems are going to go into a Revenant. It's a 3-drop that rolls red, and when it dies, you shoot any character for 3 damage. Real good for shooting Nina for exactly 3 damage.
Oh, I see. So Nina is presently shielded. We have a 1 mental damage in our pool and a Sentinel to take care of that.
So... If all of this works out just right, Sentinel will take off Nina's shield, Ramorand's activation will sacrifice the Revenant shooting Nina, and it doesn't look like Freddie was able to make a shield right here, right now, or an energy to, be a shield.
And I know Freddie's whole shtick is make blue dice don't die, and so I'm not totally sure, exactly how that looks in the best case scenario.
Sure.
But Manifold is a game where you're always dying.
Yeah.
You're trying to control the rate at which you're dying. If you're playing 3 heroes, one of them's very likely to die in the second round.
Yes, if not the first. I guess the first is, a little...
They're a little unlikely to die in the first.
Yes. But one of the coolest parts about Manifold is that everyone's trading damage back and forth, right? Which means even if you lose the game, you still were able to almost always do a chunk of damage. You were able to defeat a hero. You were able to resolve damage. You get to do something. You don't just...
Yeah, something that Dylan said. He's one of our players. I think he's in group 4, but I'm not quite sure.
Sure.
He bought a pre-con. He played with the game at a weekly. He went 03, and he said, never before have I played a game where I spent all night getting crushed and had so much fun, and then immediately bought an Angel copy, and now he's playing in this tournament.
You'll love to hear it. So Nina dying here is... fine overall. It's expected. Exactly. It's not a huge upset or anything like that. So Radar Servo on Nick's side is going to modify that purple dice into 2 modify. Seems like a pretty good use of a Radar Servo. And we're going to... At this point, everyone's played almost all their cards this round. Nick might have a Protection of Belief or something in his hand, but he's not going to play it. Doesn't look like. Freddie has the dice to remove in the first place.
And Nick actually doesn't have 4.
Oh, never mind. We have stuff to do.
Oh.
Federation Battle Mage has something to eat. That would be the radar servo. And he'll roll purple. Yeah, so it looks like Nick's just gonna keep rolling, keep making more dice.
Yeah, this is what I love about Dado. I'm always unhappy when I roll his dice and it's just white. But this card making free food for you to slam Federation Battle Mages.
Yeah. One of my favorite decks right now is a Dado deck that just gets to play Federation Battle Mage with no other things to sacrifice, really, just because you'll always have something to eat.
Yeah, an Inquisitor.
And like 2 Federation Inquisitors.
If you just get to play Battle Mage and Inquisitor and otherwise a control deck, that's
it's nice.
That's why I keep coming back to Dado despite my laments.
So Freddie dug in, and Nick is just going to resolve modify 6 off of 3 purple dice, and that's going to be a pile of damage.
And that's going to kill Core.
Yeah, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15.
It almost kills Athena.
Do you think you go after? Do you think you put Athena too?
No. Okay. Especially because if you're doing 21 damage this round,
sure,
you just assume you're killing Athena next round anyway.
Suppose. That's fair.
Okay. Losing Nina in round 2 was expected.
But this is a lot.
Yeah, this turned into a slaughter real quick. That was a very good round from Nick.
I mean, basically, Nick just turned all of his dice into pretty close to maximum damage.
Which, honestly, he did in round 1, too.
Yeah.
There just were fewer dice and he had to fight through a take cover.
Yeah. Okay. So, and that's one of the scariest things about Dado-Ramorand is the entire deck is synergy, but it's also all just damage. All of the synergy pieces obviously roll dice that, turn to damage, but both Dado and Ramorand are just about damage, and you have so many ways of modifying and turning yourself into damage. You're gonna maximize your damage output pretty often.
Yeah, whatever dice you end up rolling, you don't get stuck trying to figure out how to make them do something useful. Yeah, and on top of that, Ramorand rolling purple means if you don't find your energy, you're going to find modify. That's what happened there, right?
Exactly.
He resolved modify 6.
Radar servos turn your Ramorand's 2 purple dice into modify 2.
And there's change the tides and battle readies.
Exactly. Yeah, just so many ways to maximize your damage output, which looks real good when you're killing 2 of your opponent's heroes in round 2. And so one thing about Manifold is, I think I said one thing about Manifold 3 times this.
Yeah, but each one was only one thing.
Each one was only one thing. You're right. Most games end in round 4. And when that happens, when you win at the start of round 4 or the end of round 4, something like that, that's generally expected. Winning at the end of round 3 is exciting and not very standard. But it still happens here and there. And it looks like this game might be that.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you see that, it's because you're playing against a 45. Your opponent has a small health pool.
Sure.
That's not what's happening here.
No,
32 is the most common health pool.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie had 36.
Yes.
So
Nick had 4 more damage to go through in the first place, let alone... Okay. But we're not there yet. We are at... Nick is going to play a Remembrance, one of the more powerful and interesting cards in Tyrant Sentinels, and it'll grab a Revenant out of the discard. So what's Remembrance do, Brad?
Remembrance, when it comes into play, you get to play another character from your discard, and it gives you a Sapphire rebate. It pays 1 Sapphire towards it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that really matters is whenever a character you control is discarded from play, you roll a black dice.
That's every time you sack a Sentinel to your Black Altar. That's every time you sack a Revenant to your Ramorand. That's
It's every time your opponent kills your Federation Battle Mage with a Fragmentation Grenade.
For instance, who knows why we'd be bringing that one up specifically. Anyway, unrelated, Freddie's going to play a Fragmentation Grenade here, and we're figuring out where that damage is going to go.
It can go face. You can hit heroes with this damage. So let's talk about what Freddie is doing to try and win this game.
Sure.
The rapid deployment came in and put a blue counter on Athena, so that's a little bit of defense.
Mm-hmm.
But rapid deployment does is it gives Admiral Freddie an additional activation to start the round.
Yep.
So
2 damage into data.
So Freddie's theory here is, I need you to roll poorly this round so that I survive. And then I'm giving myself bonus tempo next round so that I can leverage, so that if we're both winning the game in round 4, I do it a little faster than you.
Sure. Yeah, actually buy that.
It does the first ask of don't die this round.
Yes.
It's not tremendously likely.
Yeah.
But Freddie is playing to their outs.
Yes. And so this Spiritbinder Mage playing a Fragmentation Grenade is pretty solid. That's a 4-drop that rolls blue, black, white, and shoots something for 2.
Yeah.
That's a very playable card right there.
And it ended up shooting the face, which means the Battle Mage gets to live.
Yep.
That, again, reduces the probability that Freddie survives this round, but increases the probability that if somehow Freddie survives this round,
Yeah.
they can find lethal in a timely fashion next round.
Yes. So, looks like Nick is going to activate the Black Altar, sacrificing the Revenant, shooting Athena, rolling an extra black dice off the Remembrance. Really, that's just all cylinders firing, right?
Yeah. This is what Nick wants. But Nick is still 6 damage short.
Yes.
Now Nick is going to make 11 more dice.
And Sentinel activation, sack the Sentinel, make a new Sentinel. That's
Right.
2 of that damage right there.
And we've talked about what the energy can do, and we've talked about what the modify can do.
Yes.
But at its face, this is still a dice game.
Absolutely. If every single dice Nick rolls for the rest of the game is blank, he won't be able to win.
Even
It'll be hard. It'll be hard to win.
But so there's a modify, right? Modify is 2 damage. You can turn one of those red dice to a 2. Except Freddie has a shield for that.
Yep.
Sorry, a sabotage for that.
Sure.
He's got a shield for one of these instances of 1. So Nick still needs to find
some damage.
7 damage.
Sure. And all we have left is Dado, the Sentinel, and Ramorand, which I did say at the start of the game averages like 6 or 7 damage on its own.
And he does have 2 gems left.
Yeah, but let's we'll see how this goes. So we've still got blue, blue, green to create on Freddie's side. And shield, the shields are good.
Yep.
And damages are good. I don't know. This is fine. This is as good as you can hope for this roll, I think. Pretty close.
Yeah. I would rather the green dice be
Draw
damage.
Or draw 2 instead of draw 1. But
Sure.
You know, still pretty okay.
Yeah, well, so when you're behind, you need to get lucky. And so you want to play like you're gonna get lucky, so that if you do get lucky, you have a chance to actually turn that into a win.
Yeah, totally.
And part of that is you don't really want to resolve draw here, because you want to assume that you're gonna draw perfect to start next round.
Sure. Ramorand's going to sacrifice the Federation Battle Mage, rolling a yellow off of his and a black off of Remembrance.
So that 4 modify, 2 of it got sabotaged, but this is still... Now we're exactly representing lethal, except not through these 2 shields.
Sure.
The Sentinel beats one of these shields.
Yep.
And we're not currently beating Dig In. So Nick needs 2 more instances of damage to have lethal here.
Yeah, there's this neat thing where you get down to the end of the game, and each player's at 4 health, and so you need to like instances of damage versus instances of shields and stuff becomes really interesting. And I don't think this game's going to get there because Ramorand's still fully healthy at 16 health, but there is still that really interesting play at in Manifold, and I hope you get to see it here and there throughout this tournament series. Modify 2 on Nick's side is going to make Modify 2 and damage. Freddie will resolve some damage into Dado here. I think it was just... Was it 2 or... I didn't actually count. I was busy thinking about Nick's damage.
Yeah.
Dado will go down to 4 health.
Looking at will Freddie survive is also where I am.
Yeah.
It appears as though I missed something, and Nick is only 1 instance of damage away from lethal.
Nick modified into modify and damage.
Oh, and I was assuming he was just modifying into damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And so he will resolve a chunk of physical here, and Freddie will probably resolve shield. Maybe not. I guess there's a moment of not needing to right now. But let's see. Okay, we got shield onto Athena. Sentinel will take it off. Nick still needs more damage. He
needs 1 instance of damage, but even just a removal spell killing his own Sentinel does it. And that's a particularly powerful way to kill your own Sentinel.
Yup. Federation Battle Mage. Oh, well, he can also just modify into 3 damage.
But that didn't beat Shield Diggin'.
Oh, sure.
That was 1 instance away from beating Shield Diggin'.
All right, so Federation Battle Mage eating the Sentinel will roll an extra black dice off the Remembrance. activating data will make another Sentinel, and that'll be a damage and 2 damage kind of if you're using Dato's energy ability. I have a feeling that this is going to be the last round of this game.
Yeah, it looks like it's all wrapped up. Something that our players, I've had this conversation several times as players are trying to figure out how playing on camera works.
Sure.
Sometimes this game is over, and we all know this game is over. And if we were playing in a weekly, Freddie would have just shook his hand. But it's like, oh, but we're playing on camera, so we should play it out.
Sure.
And I don't necessarily agree with that because this game is over and we're watching Nick kill Freddie.
That's fine.
It didn't take too long.
Yeah.
But that's what was happening there.
Yeah.
All right. So Nick won the placement match.
Yep.
So where does Nick go?
So Nick is going to be playing in the winners match there.
And that was against Steven because we just saw Steven beat Chris.
Sure. Which means Freddie will be against Chris in the rebound match. Yep. And we hope to see you guys there. This series should be interesting and exciting. And I bet, and then eventually Freddie or Chris are going to be fighting for their survival in Game 5 here. And
we don't know what's happening in Game 5 yet. Freddie and Chris are playing in Game 4.
Right.
That's the rebound match.
My point is, Freddie's not out of the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And
one way or another.
One of the important things about the format of this tournament is if Freddie does make it out of the group, if Freddie beats Chris and then beats whoever their Game 5 opponent is, they go to the round of 16 effectively without a loss. It's a new breath of air once you make it to the round of 16.
Yep. So these first games don't determine who survives and who is out of the tournament. So you got to keep watching. Check out the next couple videos in this series, and
thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you there.